Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is kind of a mixed bag. Slurry in the first part, second part now we're moving on to looking at the bales. So yeah, bit of a mixed bag of just some of the final field work of the year all going on and getting finished up. So yeah, today is the 14th of October, which if you're a livestock farmer you will know that it's the final day for spreading slurry. We still have a couple of weeks for spreading farmyard manure, but for slurry spreading it comes to an end at midnight tonight. So yeah, a bit of a push on. You see a lot of different farmers all working at slurry at the minute, and yeah, push on to get it all done just before the ban comes in. We had got one tank that we did empty some out of it early in the year, but some water filled back up into it, so we had to remix it, and I'm spreading it now at the minute. We've also a tank with, there could be 4 or 5 loads of soil water in it. Now we can spread soil water in the closed period once it's not slurry, but probably try and get the soil water out this evening just to have it done as well. So yeah, we've got a few hours work to go still at it, but we're going well. I've almost finished the tank that I'm working out of. Slurry ban, I've probably said my thoughts on it before. I see why they do it, I just don't always see the logic in it, because what happens usually is there can be dry spells of weather between now and Christmas, maybe 2-3 weeks, when it's perfectly suitable for us to go out and spread some slurry, and then you're not allowed to. And what happens is then after Christmas, usually January and February are wet months. As a rule they are wet months, and everybody then has all their tanks full and they're all trying to get out, and the roads are all mucked up, and it doesn't make sense. So hopefully at some stage it will become more of a, rather than just a seasonal set time period or time frame that we stop spreading, that it'll become more down to the weather and the conditions and what it's like, and that it can open and close during the winter months. But I'm not holding my breath on that. But yeah, let's get this slurry finished. So we got all the slurry finished yesterday, emptying that tank of water, which I thought wouldn't take too long. We were at it till about 9:30 last night. Water it seems worse than slurry sometimes to empty. It's gone down about 4 inches every time you empty a load of water out of it, so it just seemed to take forever. But we got it done anyway, and at least all that is done and dusted for today. Look at the day it is today, absolutely gorgeous day, best day of the week without a doubt. Grass has been on the ground now for 3 days. We're baling it up. 3650 is on the job. Drone, you can see it there on the weight carrier, and just going to get a bit of drone footage now as we're baling. But the grass is absolutely fantastic, just lovely order, beautiful. So it's making really nice stuff. Don't know if you can see it there, every row, you can see it with the sun. Every row is covered in cobwebs, and the ground as well. So The spiders have been busy over the last couple of days, but yeah, going to get it all baled up now, get it wrapped this evening, and we'll stack it then tomorrow. So yeah, going well. Want to get this done. Chance of rain tomorrow, so be great to get this all done and dusted today. And yeah, if it rains on it, we can stack it tomorrow if it's a little bit wet. It'll not matter. So yeah, bit of drone footage of the tractor and the baler. Alright, we're just finished. It's just after 6 p.m, so we got on okay. We didn't start baling until like 2:30. We just let everything dry up as much as we could, seeing it was such a fantastic day. Sun is just setting the far side of the trees there on the hills. So yeah, it's quite nice. But conditions couldn't have been any better, so delighted to have this done and dusted. 51 bales there was on this field, 14 on the others, just 12 acres here. So 50, it's not too bad, considering that we never put any slurry or fertiliser on it after it was mowed down for the second cut silage. So yeah, it's alright for third cut. If we had a fertiliser slurry, there'd be more on it, but we don't really need any more, there'll be plenty. The other field had 14 bales on it, but there's only like 4.5 acres in it, so yeah, grand, 100%. But nice to get this cleaned up now for the winter. Depending on the winter, if we had a really mild winter, this will grow again. And it happened this last year. There was a thick heavy crop of grass in it last springtime, or just coming into the springtime, and we'd put sheep on it to eat it down, because there's heavy grass in it. You don't want to be coming in slurry in it or trying to fertilise it, and a lot of grass there, because you just end up in your first cut silage, you'll have the dead grass over the winter time in the bottom of it, so it affects your whole quality of silage. So depending on the year, we'd have to put sheep on sometimes on the silage ground. But yeah, great to have that done. There is guy coming now to wrap the bales, so I might get a bit of footage of that. If I don't, we'll be over here stacking in the morning, and that'll be in this video as well. 3650, no issues at all on the baler, or no issues at all, full stop. Baler Omo, absolute walking a dream. Couldn't be happier with it. And considering all the work that we done to it, everything that was done to have it driving, and just to pull it out and to bang it straight into some heavy work and no issues, that's fantastic. So delighted with that. Yeah, great tractor, very usable tractor this. And people are asking me, would it be fit to, was it fit for the mow? Was it under any pressure? No pressure, absolutely no pressure on the mow. Bit more pressure on the baler today, but even at that, easy. Now on hilly ground, it'd be like the 6.4, it would struggle a bit more on hilly ground, you know, you'd be in a slower speed and all that. But look, I've been using the 6.9 for those jobs anyway, so yeah, I'll still be using the 3650 on the likes of this kind of work here. Lighter, not lighter work, but not as hilly work, not as challenging a work, and then the bigger tractor can go on the baler and those things in the heavier work. So yeah, very usable tractor, and used very little diesel, which is another bonus considering the price of it. But yeah, even on the baler, no issues. And it's a huge bonus to see that there's no issues on it, because all the work was done to it. On the mow the other day, it didn't really test the tractor that awfully much, especially on the hydraulic end of things. The mower has got its own hydraulics built into it for working the grouper and the belt on it, and or the swatter as some people calls it, but the tractor wasn't really tested on that. Tested a bit more today on the baler, is using the hydraulic pressure all the time of the tractor to keep the door closed, or to pressurise the door closed to make the bale, and you're opening and closing the door all the time. So it was tested a bit more today, no issue, so absolutely delighted. Yeah, so super. What else? That's really it, I suppose. I'm going to head off now, and I'm going to feed the cattle, and yeah, if there's no wrapping done, we'll see you tomorrow when we're stacking. Okay, so got no footage of the bales being wrapped last night. They were done quite late, so just wasn't in the field when they were being done. But all the bales got wrapped, and it's just a matter now of getting them stacked. So I'm in the field where there was 51 bales, and I probably have about 40 of them stacked roughly. So get a wee bit of footage now stacking these last few, and then I have the 14 over in the other field to do as well. So I'm well on with it at this point. I suppose about an hour should really see me finished hopefully. But yeah, get a bit of footage now and we'll see how we get on. Alright, we're just finished this field. Bales are all nicely stacked. One of the things to just note, I said I'd show you how much drier that it is from this time last year. You can see the ground itself has barely marked at all, which is great. Another thing I noticed, might be able to see them now, but the bales were covered in those spiders. I was talking about the spiders earlier. They're everywhere, just little spiders. Some of the first ones that I stacked was hundreds of them on it. Look at it. Here, oh, all over the place. Another 4 there. Just hundreds of spiders, and the whole field was covered in cobwebs yesterday. It was very strange. It's just when the sun was hitting it, you could see just lines of cobwebs everywhere. So yeah, just something to note. But yeah, that's it. Field was lifted lovely and clean, which is always nice. And yeah, another one bites the dust. On to the last field, get these few last bales stacked, and job will be a good one. So a bit of a change in the weather since we were stacking the bales. Absolutely teeming down. Was forecast, so glad to have all that done, dusted now the way. Great to have it done dry and nothing mucked up, which is always great. That's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Until the next one, we'll have one up on Wednesday. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you then. Oh, don't forget, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit the sub button, leave a like in the video, comment down below. All that kind of stuff helps the channel, and I'll be very grateful if you can do that for me. So that's it. See you in the next one.